Good morning. It's 7:55 in the morning. I hope everybody had a happy Memorial Day weekend and Memorial Day. I know I did. I had a few drinks. I had a good time with friends and family. I didn't make a video in the last 2 days for that reason. Want to take the holiday off. And of course, as soon as I come back from the holiday, I have to make a Young Turks video. Yes, I know every time I want out, every time I want to leave, I want out, they pull me back in. Yes, I know I made a Godfather 3 reference, but I couldn't resist, I mean, I've always wanted to say that at some point. So, yep, there it is. It's a corny Godfather 3 reference. By the way, that is the worst movie out of the three, but I still liked it, so sue me. Excuse me. Anyways, this video is like you see in the bottom in the title. I title it "The Young Turks Cravenly Use Fathers, Daughters." Let me try it again. They use a young girl's death or murder in order to advance their political agenda. Now, it's about gun control. I'm not going to play this part because this part is kind of it's irrelevant towards my point, but this gentleman is a paramedic, and he went to Uvalde. He lives in Uvalde. He went to the school where his daughter went to. He saw one of her friends, unfortunately, and one of her friends said that her daughter was the ones in the victims that were murdered. So I've seen this. It is gut wrenching, but at the same time, it's not relevant. This is what the Young Turks are angry about, basically, and they're going to use this young girl's death right here in order to take political advantage and get their political agenda, like shame people in supporting their political agenda, which is gun control. There is a hypocrisy angle to this, which I'll explain towards the end on from the Young Turks, of course. Shocking, they're hypocrites, I know, but but yeah, I'll explain that towards the end. Let me drink my Ethiopian coffee first. All right, so let's do this. All right, so I think let me just start it here. There you go.
That was Angel Garza, whose 10-year-old daughter was shot and killed during the shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. He shares more about his daughter in the next clip, and it is difficult to watch, so I want to give you that warning. But this is the reality that so many parents in America have either already faced or are terrified to face in the future.
Do you love Gantt?
Are you kidding me? A fucking ad? Ridiculous. I barely started this video immediately as a fucking ad. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that ad. I don't know why it popped up so quickly on me that. So let's continue with this video. Oh, I muted it. Sorry.
She did nothing wrong. She listened to her mom and dad. She always brushed her teeth. She was creative. She made things for us. She never got in trouble in school. Like, I just want to know what she did to be a victim. She just tried to call the police.
She actually tried to call.
Yes, I got confirmation from two of the students in her classroom that she was just trying to call the authorities. And I guess he just shot her. How you look at this girl and shoot her? Oh, my baby. How do you shoot my baby?
Alright, let's skip ahead of that a little bit. Okay, yeah, it's done. Alright, so yeah, it's gut wrenching. I mean, and the Uvalde police did fail miserably throughout the crisis or the shooting. So who knows what's going to happen with those cops? So we'll see. In my opinion, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens. What ultimately happens to the cops? Usually, nothing happens to them. So yeah, let's watch the Young Turks now. Basically, try to use this poor girl's murder in order to advance their political agenda.
The first time I watched that, I started crying when he said
She brushes her teeth. She does her homework. She didn't do anything wrong. Why was she killed? Every politician watching that thinks, don't care. I'm not gonna do anything.
The Senate's on recess right now.
They went on effing vacation.
Of course they did. What, do you expect them to actually do anything? And they're on vacation right now. Of course they are. It's Memorial Day weekend. What, did you expect them to, oh my God, we gotta stay in Congress until we pass some sort of gun control, some legislation, blah, 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 blah. No, they're gonna go on vacation. They're gonna spend time with their family like most Americans did. And today's Tuesday, and it seems like we mostly moved on from this already. I mean, I haven't seen many tweets about Uvalde at all, so keep going.
They went on vacation. Schumer proudly declared the next day, we are not going to vote on any gun control because he's afraid of the Republicans. The Republicans look at that and go, who cares?
It's not my kids.
And by the way, if you're
My kids.
one of these right-wingers who say no gun control, right? You know what you're saying? You're saying your guns are more important than our kids. By the way, you're also saying your guns are more important than your kids.
About that, yeah, I mean, if you're pro-gun, if you're anti-gun control, yeah, that is your position, to be fair. But there's some people who say, yeah, this is our right, and if sacrifices need to be made, then so be it. I mean, look, it's not like like our rights are absolute. They are, and even if you try to shame us into supporting gun control or any type of gun legislation that limits the Second Amendment, then yeah, some people are going to say no. I mean, look. This is a part of our country, a part of our reality, and we're fine with ultimately watching. We're fine with with some mass shootings every once in a while, as long as our rights aren't taken away. Which I don't want. I personally will talk about my opinion on gun control at the end, but for now, let's just keep going.
You value your guns more than your own kids? You monsters. You are. Look at that dad. Look at that poor little girl. Why did that happen?
What's the point of putting up this photo other than trying to do emotional blackmail? It's like, you see, this little girl didn't deserve to die, so that's why we have to do our policies, which is gun control, guys. The little girl died. You see how outrageous that is. That's what this is.
Happen. Every country has the same amount of mental health issues. Every country. No other country murders its own kids. There are no mass shootings in schools in any other country. The mainstream media creates an illusion that covers the whole country as if like we do everything the best. No, there are some things we literally do the worst.
A lot of things we do the worst.
We have a mass insanity in this country where we go, oh, dead, murdered children all over the streets. Oh, at least we have our guns.
Yep.
The other countries do gun control. So this guy who killed everybody, he's 18. He can't buy a beer, but he could buy an AR-15 and murder your kids. And everybody thinks that's normal, and not a single politician is gonna do anything about it. You say, well, hey, Cenk, that's not fair. A lot of the Democrats do want.
We have a mini meltdown coming from Cenk, so this is gonna be funny.
Want something? Do want to do something?
They don't.
Wait.
They don't.
Do they?
They
do
don't.
they?
They
Because they
don't.
just went on vacation.
That's right.
They just went on vacation, and they explicitly promised our beloved Republicans, we promise that we won't do gun control. And you know what Schumer says? Oh, just elect more Democrats. Why? What good would it do? You just have more Democrats who would lie at the feet of the Republicans and lick their goddamn boots while our kids are murdered.
Okay. Right. They say that now, but by November, I guarantee you to flip and say, "Oh, well, you gotta elect more Democrats, guys. The Republicans are evil. They're horrible people. We have to elect more Democrats." I guarantee you, that's what they're gonna say. They say that now, but by October, I give it in September, October, right for the midterms, they'll flip on this, do a complete 180, and say, "Oh well, I mean, you have to vote for Democrats, guys. We have to. I mean, you had no choice. What are you gonna do? Vote Republican? Of course not. They're evil. They're outrageous people." They're telling the truth right now, but they'll flip on this in 6 months. I guarantee it.
Okay, that's on all of the. You see that little girl? All the politicians who took money from the NRA and anti-gun control groups, they all led to her death. They all led to her murder. They don't like it. I don't give a goddamn that they don't like it.
Okay.
I don't like that poor little girl is dead and her father is heartbroken. And we're all heartbroken, except the heartless.
I want to make something clear. I'm not making fun of the poor guy and his daughter. You know, he lost his daughter. I'm not making fun of that. I'm making fun of the Young Turks. Let's make clear. I want to be clear about that. I don't want any confusion.
Heartless politicians who take nonstop bribes. Ted Cruz has taken over $440,000 in bribes, and he watches that little girl die, and he doesn't give a damn. You know what he thinks? Oh, good, this will get me more money. This is a big controversy. The anti-gun control groups, basically the gun manufacturers who make profit off of this, will have to bribe me more. That's who these monsters are.
Want to sound like a pro in your email?
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, another ad. Like TYT loves putting ads in their videos. It's so annoying. To be fair, if I were a partner, I'd probably put 1 or 2 ads in my videos too. But for now, you know, I'm not a partner, and I don't know if I ever will be. But let's keep going.
Ago, there was.
This is irrelevant. Let me skip through all this. Here we go.
So that actually happens in our schools. That actually happens. And monsters, not just politicians,
monsters,
but gun rights freaks in this country who go, yeah, I don't mind as long as I get to have my gun.
And regulate women's bodies.
Yeah, I don't mind all those kids being killed. I have a.
What does abortion have to do with this? Because Anna assumes that if you're pro-gun, if you're pro-Second Amendment, you're anti-gun control, that must mean that you're a right-winger. That must mean you're pro-life. Yeah, it must mean you're pro-life too. Early in the morning, sorry about that. That must mean you're pro-life in her tiny little brain, because she lives in California. So nobody who's pro-gun is left-wing. They're all right-wingers automatically by definition. And they are pro-life. They can't be pro-gun, same time be pro-choice. That's not possible to her, which is why she says that. You can tell she's in her little California bubble. Like, she never leaves California. So let's just keep going.
I have a hobby. I have my rights. So what do you need an AR-15 for? I don't care. I like it. I get off on it. So if your kids are murdered, I don't care. My wife and I had a discussion.
What is it with the sexual references? It's like, well, I like my AR-15. I get off on it. And I saw on Twitter like these liberals talking about, oh, because you buy an AR-15 doesn't make your penis bigger. Penis bigger? What's it got to do with anything? I don't know, but they always make sexual references when it comes, like, oh, you have a small penis, or oh, if you buy a gun, you have a small penis. I've seen that plenty of times. So I don't know what they had to do with it, but you know, I just wanted to note that.
After the shooting, about whether we should buy bulletproof vests for our kids. Everyone in school is now, all the parents are discussing, okay, how do we teach the kids to barricade themselves? How do we teach them to try to defend themselves against the shooter? The lunatic Republicans are talking about locking down the whole schools and making sure that nobody can get in or out. Oh, by the way, then coward cops will be even more reluctant to go in. And
why? If there's one way in and out, why would they be more cowardly to go in? Look, I get that they shouldn't have. Look, the Uvalde cops should have gone in a lot sooner. But the idea that because there's one entrance and exit from the schools means they're even more cowardly, it doesn't make sense.
And we're all having insane conversations because our politicians won't do anything,
guys.
So 88% of Americans want federal background checks, but we don't have a democracy. It doesn't matter. 67% want assault rifles banned. That is 2/3 of the country. In a democracy, that shouldn't even be a question. But we don't have a democracy. Instead, the NRA and other groups have spent $190 million lobbying over the last couple of decades and $50 million in direct bribes to politicians. All those politicians are drenched in our children's blood. If they don't like it, they should change their goddamn policies. But no, they will do absolutely nothing, and scenes like you just saw will happen in a school near you. And for the people who died and the kids who died, it's already too late, and there'll be more dead. But on top of that, everyone is terrorized. We're all scared to death for what's gonna happen to our kids.
Why are you terrorized? I mean, if you're a parent, I get why you're scared. I mean, of course, there's seems to be mass shootings in schools nearly every day in this country now, unfortunately. I get if you're a parent, you're terrified for your children. But why are you terrified in general? I mean, I mean, the likelihood you happen to be at a place where a mass shooting happens is really very very low. So there's no reason for adults to fear for their lives. But it's a little bit more. I'm gonna play a little bit more of this.
Our kids are scared to death of going to schools. There is no other country that allows this. We are the only ones who allow it because our politicians are the sickest people on earth. They are selected by donors to be the least moral people in the country. Hey, I will give you bribes to burn down the planet. I will give you bribes so you make sure that drug prices are high and people die. I will give you bribes so that you can make sure that we do no gun control so that children can be massacred in schools. And every son of a bitch Republican said, I would love to take those bribes. I would love it, and I don't mind all of your kids dying. And the
All right, wait a little bit more.
Democrats, some of them took the bribes, and the ones that didn't were like, oh, our Republican colleagues in the goddamn filibuster, the goddamn parliamentarian.
Son of a bitch, Republicans. They're allowed the TYT board, like I said in a previous video, allows Jenkins Adams to use the cuss word "goddamn" and "son of a bitch." That's it. There's no other cussing on TYT television or TYT videos. I mean, they're not really on television, but actually, to be fair, they're on cable on the East Coast. So because I don't know if I have my cable package, but I've seen like other people talk about it. They have TYT on their cable packages here in the East Coast. But that's it. That's all that this video, and that's all I'm gonna play. There's a little bit left, but it's not really relevant. Anyways, yeah, in this situation. The reason why I titled this video "TYT Cravenly Used Young Daryl's Murder to Justify Gun Control," something like that. I don't remember exactly how I titled it, but you'll see in the bottom here. The reason why I said that is because this is Craven. This is political. This is obvious. It's like, hey, oh my God, this little girl was murdered in horrible fashion. Now you have to do gun control. Look at pictures of the little girl that we put up that's dead. See, we have to do gun control now. On top of that, it's a hypocrisy thing here, because the Young Turks get mad at Republicans when they use children for their political purposes. Like, two recent examples of that: abortion. Republicans say, oh, well, we have to protect children's lives. That's why we do abortion. That's why we're anti-abortion. We're pro-life. Young Turks, Anna in particular, got outraged over that. How dare you take away our rights over children? Who cares about the children? I mean, we want to protect our rights. Very similar to the argument the right makes when it comes to gun control. And secondly, in Florida, the don't say gay bill. It's exactly, they use children. DeSantis and Republicans use children to justify the quote unquote don't say gay bill in Florida. The Young Turks again, extremely angry about it. How dare you use that? We're so angry at you. I mean, we wanna train. We wanna let children know about all the different, even though they're elementary school and they shouldn't be learning about this stuff. But yeah, we want to let them know that stuff exists, like pansexuals or trans or whatever. There's so many different genders now that I even lost track. No, and on top of that, yelling and screaming about gun control and melting down over that doesn't mean anything. We're not going to get any gun control. As long as the Supreme Court interprets the Second Amendment as currently they interpret it, we're not getting any major gun control. So you yelling and screaming about it and melting down, it's incoherently, it's not going to help you. In fact, it'll just make people make videos like me, make videos, get a bunch of views laughing at you. That's exactly what happened here. So yeah, I mean that'll do it for this one. I mean, I don't have much else to say. I mean, I've said what I had to say. This video has gone nearly 20 minutes now, so it's way too long as it is. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know. I can't say I won't make another TYT video anytime soon because I always break that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and make sure you give me a like. Make sure you subscribe. Go down below and subscribe. I appreciate all the support I've gotten so far, especially lately since I've been back. And I'll see you guys soon.